board game box, and with all the added stuff you can see that there's about an inch of extra height added to the box there. Okay, so the box pretty much holds everything used to play the game, so it can hold all the character sheets here, and it can hold the manuals and the two boards. We have the Burning Crusade board here, and over here we have the original game board, and so there's all just all this stuff just sandwiches between the two boards, and the top covers that, and it's all set. With the board and manuals and character sheets removed, you have a top protective cover that I'm currently designing to hold in all the cards and stuff, so even though you turn it upside down, stuff shouldn't fall out. So that's a little bit, tight in there. Okay, so that's everything inside. This is the protective cover off. Keeps everything from moving around. The protective case basically goes, protective top basically goes at the bottom of the top of the box. Then you could put the main containment area on top of that, so you just have one box sitting on the plate area. Okay, and here's the counter area. So basically I've just put the card holders in there. You could just take that out, put it aside to get ready for the game. Then we have the counters here with the protective cover removed. This keeps everything from jumping everywhere in transit. And so we've got enough space for the health tokens, the energy tokens, and the gold tokens there. Okay, now this part actually swivels upwards. But before you do that, it's probably best to put on the protective cover there, and then that basically flips out, and then you have access to these drawers that kind of slide out, and you pretty much slide them out all the way and put them in the playing field. Okay, so I got that idea when I looked at my design, and I thought there's so much space in the middle of the box, and yet there's still a lot of counters that needed to be put away, so I figured I could put it in the center of the box, and it works. Okay, over here we have the track, the two tracks for the level track, experience track, and the turn track. And this part actually pops out from the board if you need it to. Okay, and that could be put somewhere on the board, on the playing field there. Okay, this area is the area where the active board quests go. These are where the board quests are stored. Okay, over at the opposite side we have the alliance quests, and then we have the active alliance quests standing up over here. This green area over here is for events and destiny cards and blue quest cards. This This is sort of like a universal thing for both players. Over here we have the items. Okay. We have the white items here, and blue, purple. Here we have the flying mount cards and the whatchamacallit, the epic armor pack. Okay, so it even holds the epic armor pack. And over here we've got orange items from Burning Crusade, special items, and then we've got the green items there, and just alone, these cards will just kind of fall all over the place over here. So what I had to do is I actually had to design some plastic holders here that kind of divide. And let's see if you can. These plastic holders there divide the cards and keep them from slipping around. There we go. That's a plastic holder. So that keeps it from slipping around inside here, so you don't get the different items mixed up. So it sits right nicely like that. And what I've done here is I've actually cut 1.5 centimeter semicircle here, so you could just easily grab the card. Supposedly easily. Okay, it's I think I put them upside down. No, okay, well, yeah, that pretty much goes there. It's pretty tight in there, so it's not as loose as I would have wanted it to be, but everything still fits. This is the merchant deck. I can't remember why I made it raced over here. Maybe that was for some special items, I can't really remember. Or maybe that was for, like, if you had only a few items, you know, it'd be better to put them up there instead of in this larger area. And later on in the game, when you collect more items, when the merchant deck expands, you could put it in this area and it won't all just kind of move around. Okay, over here we have the blue quest cards there. Okay, we have the Destiny cards over here. And then we have the event cards over here. If you look at this again, here's the plastic divider. This is just one sheet of plastic which I cut semicircles into. It's made out of PVC, and it pretty much is it's lightweight, does its job. Originally I thought about doing it with cardboard, but I figured plastic was more durable, stiffer, and more durable. So yeah, that's the plastic. I originally meant the plastic to be for the character sheets, but the plastic I got was way too thick. See, you can see that's kind of moving around there. See, without the plastic, the cards will just fall in like that, and it'll mix with the cards below it. Well, what the plastic does is it prevents that from happening, because there's this little tab over here at the bottom there that will stop that from happening. That tab just kind of falls down and goes on to the next step to prevent the cards from the next step from falling down. Right, so the dungeon I had to kind of improvise there with the dungeons in the game. Like, you had to put the dungeons in a line. So you had to line the cards up. Then you had to put your counter over the deck or next to the deck where your character was. But here it sits nicely in these slots here. Again, I use my plastic dividers to prevent the upper decks from spilling into the lower decks. And over here I have something like what I use in the turn tracks, and you just drop your counters in here. So if your character is here, that means he's on level 1, stage 1. If it's over here, he's on stage 2. Okay, there's some dungeons with 3 stages over here. And over here we have the slots for the spoils of the dungeon and for the dungeon bosses. So any active dungeon can be put up here. I'm not too sure if this is an adequate amount of slots, but so we'll see. Okay, so these are how the plastic card holders work. I just got lucky. This plastic actually came in a giant roll, and the plastics assumed the shape of that roll. And we don't get a flat thing, but that's actually come in handy a little bit. So that slots in the board like that. And if you're lazy and you don't want to get the holders out, you can just flip it over. And you could actually keep everything that way. Not with the cards in it though, unfortunately. My original design, or my original intention, was to actually be able to keep the cards in the card holders and just fold everything down and store it, but apparently that's just not happening here. So what we do is we take the card, we pretty much put in the card holder here. It's hard to do this in one hand while holding the camera in the other. Okay, there we go. So that's in. So you have a quest card like that. And then that slots in over here. That's it. And you got 5 of those there, because you can only have a maximum of about 5 quests each anyway. So you can flip through these quests. Makes it easy to flip through the quests and just have them in a neat arrangement on the board. So you don't need to lay them out all in a line. You can just easily flip through them. You won't be able to have a look at all the quests in one glance, but it does save a lot of space on your desk. Again, drawers to open up. So this box basically contains everything from the original set and the 2 expansions, and even the epic armor sets over here. Okay, the dungeons are similar. When you pick up an item, it's basically not a boss. You just keep going through the dungeons until you reach a boss. And it might be a little bit too gimmicky to actually slot them into the card holders here and slot that into the board. But if you want, you can do that.